This video is for the chapter 9 summary, transport layer. Transport layer protocols consist of transportation of data, TCP and UDP overview, also the TCP and UDP, TCP communication process, reliability and flow control, UDP communication, TCP or UDP. So let's start. Transportation of data, consisting of number 1, role of transport layer. The transport layer is responsible for the establishing a temporary communication session between the two applications and delivering data between them. Next one is the transport layer responsibilities. Tracking individual conversation. At the transport layer, each set of data following between a source application and a destination application is known as a conversation. A host may have multiple applications that are communicating across the networks simultaneously. Each of these applications communicates with one or more applications on one or more remote hosts. It is the responsibility of the transport layer to maintain and track this multiple conversation. Next one is the conversation multiplexing. Sending some types of data, for example, a streaming video across a network as one complete communicating stream, can consume all the available bandwidth. This will then prevent other communications from occurring at the same time. It would also make error recovery and retransmission of damaged data difficult. Next one is the transport layer reliability. The transport layer is also responsible for managing reliability requirements of conversation. Different applications have different transport reliability requirements. IP is concerned only with the structure, addressing, and routing of packets. IP does not specify how the delivery of transportation of the packets take place. Transport protocols specify how to transfer messages between hosts. TCP/IP provides two transport layer protocols: Transmission Control Protocol (TCP) and User Datagram Protocol or UDP. Using these transport protocols to enable hosts to communicate and transfer data. Next one is the TCP. Transport is analogous to sending packages that are tracked from source to destination. While UDP, in TCP, reliability function provides more robust communication between applications. They also incur additional overhead and possible delays in transmission. There is a trade-off between the value of reliability and the burden it places on network resources. The last one is the right transport layer protocol. For some applications, segments must arrive in very specific sequence to be processed successfully. With other applications, all data must be fully received before any is considered useful. In both of these instances, TCP is used as a transport protocol. Application developers must choose which transport protocol type is appropriate based on the requirements of the application. For example, applications such as databases, web browsers, and email clients requires that all data that is sent arrive at the destination at its original condition. Any missing data could cause a corrupt communication that is either incomplete and unreadable. These applications are designed to use TCP. In other cases, an application can tolerate some data loss during transmission over the network, but delays in transmission are unacceptable. UDP is better choice for this application because less network overhead is required. UDP is preferable for applications such as streaming live video, live audio, and voice over IP or VoIP. acknowledgement and retransmission would slow down delivery. So let's go to the next one, the TCP and UDP overview. TCP features. To understand the difference between TCP and UDP, it is important to understand how each protocol implements specific reliability feature and how they track conversation in addition to supporting the basic function of the data, segmentation, and reassembly. Next one is the TCP header. TCP is stateful protocol. The stateful protocol is protocol that keeps track on the state of the communication session. To track the state of session, TCP records which information it has sent and which information has been acknowledged. Next one is the UDP features. User Datagram Protocol is considered the best effort transport protocol. It is a lightweight transport protocol that offers the same data segmentation and reassembly as TCP. But without TCP, reliability and flow control, UDP is a such simple protocol that is usually described in terms of what it does not do compared to TCP. UDP header is a stateless protocol, meaning neither the client nor the server is obligated to keep track of the state of the communication session. Multiple separate conversation. The transport layer must be able to separate and manage multiple communication with different transport requirements. Needs. User expect to be able to simultaneously receive and send email instant messages, view website, and conduct voice over IP, phone call. Each of these applications is sending and receiving data over the network at the same time, despite different reliability requirements. Additionally, data from the phone call is not directed to the web browser, and text from the instant messages does not appear in an email. Port numbers. The source port number is associated with the originating application to the local host, the destination application, and the remote host. Source port. The source port number is dynamically generated by the sending devices to identify conversation between two devices. This process allows multiple conversations to occur simultaneously. It's common for a device to send multiple HTTP services requests to a web server at the same time. Each separate HTTP conversation is tracked based on the source ports. Next one is the destination port. The client places a destination port number in the segment to tell the destination server what service being requested. For example, when a client specifies port 80 in the destination port, the server that receives the message knows the web service are being requested. A server can offer more than one service simultaneously, such as web service on port 80, at the same time that it offers the file transfer protocol or FTP connection establishment on port 21. Next one is the socket pairs. The source of the destination ports are placed within the segment. Segments are then encapsulated within the IP packet. The IP packet contains IP address of the source destination. The combination of the source IP address and source port number, or a destination IP address and the destination port number, is known as a socket. Next one is the port number groups. The Internet Assigned Number Authority, or IANA, is the standard body responsible for assigning various addressing standards, including port numbers. There are different types of port numbers. One is well-known ports, number 02 1023. These numbers are reserved for services and applications. They are commonly used for applications such as web browsers, email client, and remote access clients. By defining these well-known ports for server application, clients application may be programmed to request a connection to the specific port that is associated service. Next one is the registered port, number 10,024 to 49,151. These ports number are assigned by INA to requesting entity to use the specific processes or application. These processes are primarily individual applications that user have chosen to install. Next, the last one is the net start command. Unexplained TCP connection can pose a major security threat. They can indicate that something or someone is connected to the local host. Sometimes it's necessary to know which active TCP connections are open and running on a network host. So that's all for chapter 9, and thank you.